Come on. Come on, Facebook. Come on, Zuckerberg. We could be live. Oh, my goodness. Let me find out. Man, the internet's is slow today. Zuckerberg. Come on. We're going to do something awesome today. Yes. Awesome. Get those guys quiet. I'm going to recap something that I did a training on a couple weeks ago. Hey, what's up, Logan? And I think Logan was actually on that training, which is going to be really, really cool. By the way, I am doing my Facebook Live right now from, I wish I could show you, but I'm doing this from a desktop. I'm doing the Facebook Live. Hey, what's up, Jason? Excited to see you this weekend, man. We're gonna crank out some awesome stuff. Doing some awesome stuff with that guy. Really, really excited about that. But I'm doing my live right now from my stand-up desk. Holy crap, I've been sitting at the computer so long. I don't know how people do this for years and years and years, but I've been doing it recently. Just sitting at the computer and sitting at the computer and sitting at the computer that, I mean, it's just wearing me out, wearing my legs out and my back. I'm thinking, gosh, my back is hurting. This is awful. So I told my wife today, I said, hey, I want to go look at whatever the store was. I want to go see if they have standing desks. And she says, they're not going to have those. They're not going to have those. Luckily, they did. And so I got a standing desk. And it's already a game changer. This is amazing. So get a standing desk. But I'm going to do a training. Sorry, man, I'm thirsty. I'm underhydrated today. I got my bottles of water next to me, though. We're going to crank that out. I'm going to go over something that I shared a couple of weeks ago, the dose formula. And the reason I want to do that is I want you to be able to manufacture belief system. You can literally manufacture. So the title is Strategically and Neurologically Manufacture the Beliefs of Your Patients Through This System That You'll Learn, all while leveraging time back into your pocket. So if you can talk to the masses, how do you do that? Social media. And then you can literally alter belief. If you could do that, what would that do for your business, your practice? Things change. And that's exactly what I want to happen for you. This hinges on a couple of things, though, but we'll get to that. I'm not going to share my screen, but I'm going to be reading from my screen. So I'm going to get a couple of things up. And I'm basically going to be reading the slides. So if you guys have questions, let me know through this, and I'll answer them live with you. By the way, if you're watching this live, if you'll type in the comments below, #TeamLive, and if you're watching the replay, #TeamReplay. And the reason we'll do that, the more likes and comments that this post has in the group, the more people see it, and the more that we can help each other. And that's exactly what we're here to do. So if you were on that training, type in the comment, #DOSE, D-O-S-E, #DOSE. So I'm going to talk about the dose formula, which is strategically, neurologically manufacturing the beliefs of your patients. And that's what we want to be able to do. And it's awesome. It's actually an acronym. So I'm actually scrolling through my slides real quick. I got to hurry because I got to help my wife in the office this afternoon because she's going to be busy. So let's get through this. DOSE is an acronym. It stands for a couple of things. It stands for 4 different chemicals, 4 different brain chemicals, and all these chemicals are feel-good chemicals. We love these chemicals. So if you're taking notes, you're going to have to whip out your pen and paper really, really fast because I'm going to run through this. It's an acronym for those 4 chemicals, and it stands for, D is for dopamine, O is for oxytocin, S, serotonin, and E, endorphins. Now, we all want all of those chemicals. They're all feel-good chemicals. We all want them. How can you strategically manufacture belief through those chemicals? There's a way to do it, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, and I'm going to show you how a guy that you may have heard of before if you've been in this group for any length of time, his name is Russell Brunson, how Russell Brunson literally will manufacture belief, stimulating these 4 chemicals, and how he gets people that are totally unaware of him to becoming raving fans like me, right? Hey, what's up, Dr. Joe? Glad to have you, buddy. So yeah, we're talking about the dose formula and how Russell Brunson will systematically stimulate all 4 of those chemicals, change belief, and create raving fans. And that's exactly what I want you to be able to do. So again, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Hey, what's up, Jared? Glad to have you. So let's go through those. Dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical of addiction, and the addiction is usually distraction. So what are we doing in terms of a distraction? So we'll go to Facebook, right? It's purely a distraction. Instagram, we just go there and hang out and we just start scrolling, right? And for a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, the way we distract ourselves is through consuming content. And if you've ever done that, caught yourself, oh my gosh, I'm just consuming content, go ahead and put hashtag content. I've done it a ton. So this is a safe haven. There's no judgment. Just know, hey, I just want to be aware. I want you to be aware, and I want you to be able to harness this power. But to stimulate a little hit of dopamine, it's usually the distraction, right? There's addiction. Hey, it's distracting. And the way to do it, consume content. So the business owner will consume content. So how can you do it with your patient? They're going to be doing the same thing, right? They're going to distract themselves. And how are they going to distract themselves? Facebook. So what do you need to do? Publish. Make a video, just like we're doing right now. We're making a video. Publish, and you become their source of a distraction, right? Now you're giving them that hit of dopamine, right? Which is great. And I even talked about in that training, did you know the average American checks their phone 73 times a day? 73 times a freaking day. That's crazy. But we always want that hit of dopamine. We're turning around, looking at our phone. Ooh, who texted me? What notification did I get? Right? Facebook has harnessed this really, really well. So they give you all the notifications. Oops, somebody sent you a message. And you go, ooh, me? They sent me a message. I'm important, right? Distraction, distraction. Yeah. So Facebook knows this. They're very well aware of this. I want you to be able to harness this, this power. Hey, what's up, Dale? Hashtag Team Live. Excellent. Yeah. Hands up. Whoop, whoop. How can you stimulate this with your audience? You're going to create content, videos specifically. We watch videos. Pictures are nice. Quote cards are nice, which is a picture of somebody and it has some kind of quotation by it. Quote cards are nice. We want to create content. So we're just talking when we have our group, right? So how can you do it with your audience, your patients? Create content, create that distraction. So let's get to the next one. Create content, post it on Facebook. Oxytocin. Oxytocin is the chemical of connection. It is a chemical that we will give up our relationships for, our religion for. It's the one that's the hardest to get. It's the one we want the most. This is the one that makes us want to procreate. Oxytocin. You can get a huge hit of oxytocin, which I shared on the live about my wife. And it's kind of a joke. Hey, when she's bored, where does she go? Target, right? Bad day, go to Target. Awesome day, go to Target. You can get a huge hit of oxytocin, and I'm not blaming her. I'm not throwing her under the bus. We're just aware of this. A way to get a hit of oxytocin, buying something. Huge hit of oxytocin, right? So they want that connection to that thing, whatever that thing is, right? And your audience wants that with you. They want to connect with you, right? So I'm reading on my slides. Your audience wants to connect with you. Of course, how can we stimulate it with our audience? When people comment on your posts, reply to them, talk to them. When somebody shows up to a live, like people are on this live, and that's great, mention them. The most powerful word you can use is somebody's name, right? And now that we're doing this, you think, oh, yeah, I like you just a little bit less right now. Right? No, it's honest and genuine. I care about you guys being on a live and being in my group and connecting. I want to connect with you too. This is a huge way that you can connect with your audience, stimulate oxytocin, make them feel like they were a part of your life and your journey. They want to be a part of your life and your journey, right? So how can we do that? When they post in a group or say something, reply to them. Reply to them. That's it, right? What else do we have? Looking at my slides. Let's go. Okay, so now we've gone through the first two chemicals. We're going to go through the second two chemicals. So we're spelling out dose, dopamine, oxytocin. What's S? Serotonin, right? Remember that one? So serotonin and then E, endorphin. Let's go through serotonin. This is the chemical of status. This is the chemical of significance. This is the one that gives us identity, right? So we want to have an identity. So how can you do that with your patient? They need to shift their belief system, their identity, right? So they're going through an identity crisis before they come in and then accept care. They're literally going through an identity crisis. We are literally creating an identity crisis. So when they start care, how can we shift them to a new identity? Hey, I am healthy now. I'm a health hacker now. Maybe it's whatever they're going to put on their chest and wear it proudly, right? So how does Russell Brunson do this? He sends you a t-shirt that says hashtag funnel hacker, right? Hashtag funnel hacker. He wants to create the identity crisis because you weren't a funnel hacker. Now you want to be a funnel hacker, right? So your identity shift, your significance, your status, they all go up. And you also feel connected, oxytocin, and you'll consume his content, dopamine, right? The distraction. He's hitting all of these. He's literally hitting all of these chemicals systematically and very methodically. And I'll show you his steps here, or talk about his steps. I'm not really showing you my screen, but I'll talk about his steps here in just a minute. This is the one that gives you that sense of belonging, right? So Russell Brunson, hashtag funnel hacker. What can you do? Hashtag health hacker, right? And there's a huge thing that you can do when somebody becomes a part of your group or your journey. Finds you on Facebook, comes into your clinic, hand them out a t-shirt. When we put on that t-shirt, I mean, we clothe ourselves with the veil of this new identity. Huge power right there. Huge power. Okay. So now you're handing out t-shirts and they're putting on this new identity when they accepted care in your office, right? So you've changed their status. You've changed their significance. You're altering a belief pattern. They feel more connected to you, oxytocin. And they'll start to consume your content when you're posting online, dopamine. So you can actually do the exact same thing that the best marketer on the planet is doing. You can do it too. Let's get going to the last one. So we've been through serotonin. We're going to the last one. Endorphins. Endorphins. So let's jump to this. We could go deeper on this. I got to hurry and I got to be quick because I got to go help my wife in the office here in just a little bit, like I mentioned. And I have 5 minutes. So let's go. Endorphins. Endorphins are the ones you have to work for. It's kind of like when you go for a run, and if you can break through that barrier and run long enough, you can actually turn it into a runner's high, right? If you've ever felt it, it's incredible. You feel like you can just keep going forever. But that's the one you have to work for. So how can you get somebody to take a step and work for it, right? One thing you can do, if you're in a group, tell them to post like on my live. So I'll say, hey, do this, type that. So what are we doing? Oh, I had to do just a little bit of work. I had to type just a little bit, right? Boom, I posted and it's there. I created a little bit of endorphin for myself. So when Russell Brunson posts in a private group that I'm in, he posts something and then we comment, boom, we had to say just a little bit when he was on his live. Then we submit it. Ooh, I got a hit of endorphins, right? And I feel a little bit more significant. I feel more connected to him. I'm obviously distracted because I'm on Facebook, right? So we do all those things, and he's manufacturing this. And I'm manufacturing this in this group. You can do the exact same thing. Literally manufacture this belief system and that connection with your audience, right? So endorphins, how are you getting it? Currently, you could be in some kind of chiropractic group and you post and you communicate with each other, and I'm a part of several of those and I see that go on, and that's great. We all post in those groups, right? We have a post and we put a picture and we feel good about it, right? That's a hit of endorphins, and then other people comment, so there's their hit of endorphins, right? So how can you do it with your audience? Have them comment on your posts. One of the ways you can do it is give them a step-by-step guide. So if you've created that identity shift, they've got a new set of problems, right? They've got a new set of problems that they didn't have before. We're creating these new problems. So accepting care in your office, you create a new set of problems. Man, now I have to go to multiple appointments. I got to go there. I got to carve out time. I got to carve out gas money. I got to carve out all these things to be able to fulfill for this new thing I just signed up for, right? We create those problems. So what can you do? You can solve the next problems, the next series of problems that they're going to be dealing with, and mitigate those problems. So you can do that. A step-by-step guide, right? A step-by-step guide. Write that out. Hey, here are the next things you're going to be going through, right? you're going to do this and this and this and this and this to mitigate those problems, right? So take, for example, you have somebody that really wants to get into lake sports and they've never owned a boat, but then they buy a boat. When they bought the boat, they bought a new set of problems. Well, now they've got to have a place to store it. Well, they've got to have a place to take it. They've got to have to put it in on the water. They've got to have a place to service it, right? And so what can happen for the boat dealer when they sell that boat? What they can do is mitigate those problems. Hey, here are the things you're going to go through. Here's how I can help solve those problems. And it makes taking that next step a lot less scary. So you can do the exact same thing. Another thing that is going to stimulate endorphins, live phone call. So your client, your customer, your patient, getting them on the phone. So even after that first visit, we call hours. And I didn't realize this is what was happening, but now I know. You actually stimulate endorphins when you get on that call with them, whether it's a consult call, a coaching call. So we call our patients on the evening of their first visit, just see if they have any questions. And it's a huge hit of endorphins for them, right? So how does Russell Brunson do this? He says, hey, you finally got your ClickFunnels account. Here, take this one next step. Day one, just log in. That's it. I'm going to go through a couple-week training with you. Day one, just log in, right? Now, it wasn't a big step, but psychologically, you check it off your list. Ooh, I took that little bitty step. Boom, hit of endorphin. He does the exact same thing with the t-shirt that you clothe yourself with that identity of funnel hacker. He says, watch these 3 videos, right? And they're short. They're really easy. When you get a ClickFunnels account, he says, watch these 3 videos. And he kind of promotes, hey, you're on your way to getting your t-shirt. Video number 2, hey, you're doing great. You're doing great. Watch this next video. You're about to get your t-shirt. And so what is he doing? He's giving you those hits of endorphin, and then he gives it the t-shirt with your new identity of a funnel hacker. So can we do this with our patients as well? Of course. Why not? Why not? You want them to be healthy. You want them to have the healthy lifestyle. So you've created that new identity, health hacker. I'm a health hacker now. And you have them go through those steps, the step-by-step guide that you gave them. And you're stimulating endorphins with your patients. Super, super cool. But this is certainly methodical and a step-by-step scenario that you can take your patient through. So let's recap this real quick. So dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. So dopamine is a chemical addiction and distraction. So how can you do that? How can you serve that? This is powerful stuff, guys. I want you to know that. I don't want you to do this in an unethical way. So it needs to be right. But to stimulate that dopamine, what can you do? Publish videos. So this really obligates us to be creating content, right? Oxytocin, so that's that chemical of connection or buying. What can we do? We can sell them. Now, you can't sell an adjustment online, but what can you sell? Belief. Selling belief. So they're buying into, psychologically, a new idea, a health hacker, for example, right? So how can you do that? To sell, you've got to communicate. Man, we've got to publish, don't we? There's no other way around it at this point. No, there's not. Serotonin, that's that significance, the status. So how can we do that? Give them that new identity. Give them that identity shift. Endorphins, the one you work for, give them that step-by-step guide. Let's keep going. I'm still reading my screens. And how does Russell do this? How does he manufacture belief? He invites you to his ClickFunnels Facebook group, dopamine. Goes live randomly in his ClickFunnels Facebook group, dopamine, distraction. Sends you through a 21-day onboarding email sequence with training videos. You feel like he's talking to you, oxytocin, connection, right? A little bit of endorphin because you had to go through the process. Randomly comments on your post in his ClickFunnels Facebook group. Oxytocin, oh my gosh, Russell Brunson commented on mine. I really feel connected to him. Ooh, status boost, significance boost, identity boost, serotonin, oxytocin, serotonin. He's nailing it. Send you a funnel hacker t-shirt as a part of his onboarding. Serotonin, new identity. Ask you to follow the 3-step process to get your t-shirt, those videos, the endorphins, of course. As a part of the 21-day onboarding sequence, ask you to do only one thing each day as a part of the training he's providing. Just one. Just do that one step. Endorphins. Can you see how freaking powerful this is? He's manufacturing this. He's gone from customer collection, by the way, right now. He has sopped up all the markets so much that he's reaching further now, and he's literally creating customers, people that say, man, that's not even for me. He is shifting identity in 30 days. He has a 30-day challenge. And the whole point of it, he is grooming customers psychologically. So he's taking them through the process. And I'm in the 30-day challenge. I paid for it. Why? to watch him do it, right? I'm not just listening to what he's saying. I'm watching the steps he's taking, right? And I know with intimate knowledge about what he's doing, so I can carve out, ooh, I see what you're doing there. I see what you did there. I see what you're doing there, right? And so what am I going to do? I'm going to turn around and share it with you guys. How cool is that? If that sounds awesome, hashtag awesome. Put at the bottom, hashtag awesome. I'm almost done. I am out of time too, aren't I? Would you like a step-by-step guide? Yes. Put a video in your group at least twice a week. So make a group, not a Facebook page, a Facebook group, right? And post at least twice a week. There's your dopamine. Go live in your Facebook group randomly, just like this, dopamine, right? Several people jumped on during the live, and this is a random thing. It wasn't planned, right? For the first few minutes of your live, interact with your audience. Say their names. Oxytocin, that's huge. People want to be connected, and I want to connect with my audience too. Of course, send them swag when they join your group or join your clinic, right? Serotonin, identity shift. Get people to comment on your live. Endorphins, right? Do free consult calls as a follow-up to your live, whether it's to your patients or just people in your Facebook group. Endorphins, right? How cool is that? Is that not amazing? You can stimulate 4 chemicals, all 4 feel-good chemicals: dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. And you can systematically, methodically stimulate all 4, change belief, change identity. They wear it on their chest proudly, and get those people to become raving fans, buy everything from you time and time again. I wanted to do a quick recap of the dose formula. I know we shared it a couple weeks ago on that live training. Just wanted to jump into this again and say, hey, we all need to be doing this right now. Hopefully you're doing it. You've already created your group and you're stimulating those chemicals. I look forward to seeing you on our next live.